Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 95. Today's date is May 16th, 2021, and I am Duds, or Duds Versus, known to the rest of the interwebs.
I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. So what have you been up to this week, Duds?
Dangerous stuff.
Danger. That's not like you.
Okay, so we'll start with the non-dangerous stuff. A lot of my time this week has been done around the house. It's springtime in southern United States. Actually, it's basically summertime now. We hit 85 a couple times last week.
Oh,
and
I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm north of you.
No, you're a lot further north than I am.
Yeah, I'm northeast.
Yeah. Anyways, our dryer's been having issues at the house, so I had to climb up into the attic after work, and the attic was like 130 degrees. When I was up there, I was dead. But I had to tear down the dryer vent and put it back up, get it cleared. Somehow a bird flew into the dryer vent from outside and built a nest in there, blocking the ventilation.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to clear that out.
Airflow.
Yeah, there was no bird in the ductwork when I pulled it apart, but I had that to do. And then yesterday, so we all know Jimbo does his bow shoots, which causes our recording times to bounce around. But yesterday, I went throwing axes.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me. I never really got to ask you about it.
Yeah, so there's like a target, which if you get an axe to stick in the target, it's 1 point. If you get to stick in the one layer in, it's 2 points. And if you get it stuck in the middle, that's 3 points. You get 3 throws, or not 3, you get 10 throws with the axe to get points. Max points would be 30 points. And a couple of my practice runs, I got like 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when it came to the actual time to throw it, though, I got put on a different board, which had been chopped up really bad. So I only got 12 when it came to competition time. But I don't know. I found out that I'm actually pretty good at throwing an axe, which is a little scary. But
you might need that skill one day.
I might need that skill one day. But now, when we get into Minecraft-wise, I stayed up late last night. Basically 1:30 building a slime farm. Which, by the way, when you watch my video, the slime farm is in a chunk that does not go all the way up to Y40. And because of where I had a beacon placed and a water cave, doesn't extend out the full width of the chunk either. So chunk being 16 blocks, yeah, it's only 10 blocks wide. It's a very odd looking slime farm, and I wasn't doing any tutorials or anything. I was like, I've built one of these before. Do this, put this here, and this will work. And yeah, the crazy thing is, it works now. I was doing it on stream, and I wasn't getting any slime spawns.
Whole time I was there wasn't any. I was there for most of the stream.
I spent an hour and a half in stream chasing down ravines and lighting up mine shafts to try to get some kind of spawns. It was a grind. I hate lighting things up. And so with this Cave and Cliffs update coming, this is me just going, I'm not looking forward to lighting stuff up to get farms to be any good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up lighting stuff up, and at the end of the stream, I walked over to the farm, saw no slimes, and went, great, I dug this giant hole in the wrong spot. That has to be it. So I basically rage quit, put my guy in AFK mode, and went to fix lunch. And then I sat back down at my desk with my lunch, and there was like slimes bouncing around. I was like, oh my God, it works. And it actually works really well. I got 9 stacks of slime balls in like 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, this farm is not the correct size, not the correct height, not as many platforms as I need, and I didn't light it up very well. And it's way more than I will ever need, so not going to complain about it.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be too big.
No, and that's my big thing. Like, I want to get across to people, if you're building farms in your base, they don't have to be huge because they're going to run passively in the background. It'll save lag, and you'll be able to fit more things in your base because you have smaller farms, and that's nice.
Yeah, and I have these huge towers. I could fit so much more farm inside these towers, but I don't. I'm trying to use what I need and nothing more. I don't want to destroy the server, though it seems to hit a little lag sometimes. But yeah, I don't go too far.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, that's kind of it for my week. What about you, Jimbo? Any Minecraft this week?
No, once again, I've not been playing Minecraft. I've been doing other stuff. Yeah, I know what I need to do on Minecraft. I have my video kind of set up to, I don't know, to edit. I guess I still need to edit. I have some clips in there. I did get on the other night and I was ready to edit. My wife was down here, or I was ready to record something because I noticed in the shopping district I've been selling a lot of stuff. I was like, I should probably wait and record this. And then, my wife's down here. She's watching her videos. There's a time and a place for me to record. So I wasn't able to get to it. And then 2 days passed and I didn't record that part. So I do need to get back into it. I do want to apologize for my videos being so late. I think it's almost a month now since I've had a video out. Not good. Not good,
Jimbo.
I was, usually I start off the most consistent. I always put a video out every week and starting to fade off a little bit, but I do have things that need to be done and I need to get to it.
Yeah.
Probably today.
Need my bottles.
Yeah, it does need bottles.
But working on my base all episode. My bees are getting hungry.
Are they? Good.
No. Not really. I still have like a full double chest still.
Well, besides not playing Minecraft, I went out and got a gym membership right down the street. My dad bod's getting a little out of hand. I'm starting to feel sore after these little things that I do, and I don't want to feel that way. I remember back in the day, I don't like using that expression back in the day. I feel old just saying that, but I went to the gym all the time. I was in great shape. I was playing sports all the time. I don't know. I was in great shape and I loved it. I loved the way I felt. And now I don't. So I took action, went to the gym, got a membership. Me and the Mrs. Slice also went. And I'm going to go 5 to 6 days a week starting Monday. I did go Friday, did a little bit of ab workout. And now I can't even cough without my stomach hurting. You do a little cough and you tense up and man, you could feel it. But yeah, I do need to record a little bit more. Need to get my episodes out. I really want to. And yeah, I guess I'm trying to get my mind and body right in the meantime. That's about it. Just trying to get back into shape.
All right. Well, should we move on to the news?
Yeah, all this news we got, we better jump into it.
I know. I don't want to feel like I'm ragging on Mojang, but this is snapshot season for us. This is when the shows are generally easy because we have a lot to talk about, and it hasn't been that way.
Right.
We get their work, and we're actually going to talk a bit about that in our main topic this week, which is just a carryover from last week. But 21W19A. We had some changes. Some of them I'm kind of about. Easy ones like Anvils have increased their character limit to like 50.
Yeah, that's cool.
Honestly, I don't know the need for 50 characters.
Sometimes I find myself needing a little bit more characters.
Okay. I've never needed it, but then again, I don't... You know what? No, I take that back. I have needed more characters because I've been renaming chests now whenever I put them in a shop.
Good idea.
So like the prices and stuff are there, and I have needed extra characters there. So yes, I'm good with that.
Yeah, it could replace signs a little bit better. Like you can only fit so much on signs also. So the 50 characters, you rename your chest. Someone opens up your chest at your shop. It doesn't say chest anymore. It shows you the 50 characters that you've implemented. So it could be very useful.
I'm just thinking of all the times people rename items and put it in an item frame, and then you have that huge black bar that spans halfway across.
Yeah.
They also made geos more rare, though I haven't seen that in a single snapshot video yet. Everyone who does a snapshot video immediately goes underground and it's like, oh, there's 5 geodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's as, I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it's very rare. It doesn't seem any different than before.
Right. Not so much that it's rare, it's just it doesn't seem different from the previous iteration. That being said, I don't mind the amount of geodes I'm seeing anyways, because that might be something I want to play with. So having them readily available is kind of nice.
Again, the fact that those can't be moved, you would want a little bit more than rare.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, so now the big section, or the big changes, and that's stuff like the Sculk sensor, bundles, and candles. Gone. Removed from the update. They're going to come back in 1.18. They will not be a 1.17 thing. Sculk sensors, understand, because that's part of the Deep Dark, and obviously Deep Dark's not coming until 1.18. And I think I just said Deep Dork. Deep Dark.
You did say Deep Dork, yep.
Dorks.
Bundles kind of make sense because no one likes them.
Right.
And I think they're trying to rework those.
I think so too. A lot of people are going to joke on me, well, dudes hate bundles. It's like, I'm not the only person that does not like the bundles. There are plenty of other people with way more respected opinions than mine that do not like bundles. So I have a feeling, like you said, Mojang they're pulling it back. They're going to see if they can't rework bundles a little bit, or maybe even their implementation now is just not working well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The big question mark though was candles. Candles have been removed.
Yeah.
It's a candle. It's kind of easy. It's a torch with a different texture, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think what's going on is there might be some more functionality added to candles. Because think about it, the candles weren't giving out great amount of light anyways, so they weren't used for lighting areas up to create mobs or to decrease mob spawning.
Mm-hmm. And we also noticed them in the Deep Dark. So in the Deep Dark, it's supposed to be dark, so they give you a lower light source like the candles.
Right.
And I think if you add candles, like you can stack them similar to pickles, you will get more light out of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's how they're supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a tweet from one of the developers, Felix, talking about and just kind of throwing something out that maybe certain scents will prevent particular mods or mobs from spawning around it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance of crafting a flower with the candle to stop mob spawning. And I think this is really cool because for the biggest thing I've been asking for a long time, other than inventory management, is other ways to prevent mob spawning than half slabbing and lighting the area up. So this is really cool. The only downfall would be if the candle still had to be on the surface, so it had to have air blocks above it, because then you're just spamming candles instead of spamming torches.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. It's pretty much a torch, at that point, if it stops mobs. I mean, it's...
Right.
They mention particular mobs, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like the blue orchid can prevent some kind of swamp mob from spawning. Something along those lines. But yeah, you'd think stopping mobs would be putting a torch down, and that's kind of what you're doing with the candle. So I'm really curious of what kind of diameter they're using for the non-spawning.
Mm-hmm.
Just not too sure. They don't really go into depth. They're kind of just asking for opinion, it looks like.
Well, I don't even think they're asking for opinion. I think it was a quick tease throw out as a way to, like, maybe we can do this, but we might not be able to do this, so we're not committing to doing this.
Yeah, it could be.
And Mojang throws those little teasers out all the time, and they mean absolutely nothing. So, taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you can't literally smell the candle. It's in a TV screen.
Oh, Jimbo.
That's something else. You're not going to be able to smell the candles. Gotta say it, duds. You never know.
Right. I'm just trying to get across the idea, just because I mentioned that this might be why candles are not in 117 does not mean I am correct.
Yeah.
Very good chance this was just a throwaway comment that got attached to the end of a tweet and it means absolutely nothing. But I will say, for candles to be taken and waited till 118, one is, like Jimbo said, either because they are in the deep dark, or
Right.
two, because they do want to add some more functionality to a candle than just light, which would be really cool.
Yeah, my main thing is I'm pretty sure they're saving them for the deep dark, because that's where we've seen them in different snapshots. That's usually where they're, I don't know, going to be found. I'm sure they could put them anywhere in the world. They're candles. Candles can be used anywhere.
But you don't need anything from the deep dark to craft candles.
Right. You
need honeycomb.
Honeycomb to make the wax. And
so
string.
you could have candles in 117, but they just wouldn't naturally spawn until 118.
Yep.
I don't see the deep dark being the reason not to have candles in 117. Who knows? We don't work at Mojang. We don't know what's going on in their heads. Maybe there's a bug with candles. When you place 3 candles down on a birthday cake, the cake explodes like a bed in the nether.
Yeah, might need to work on that if that's the case.
Might need to work on that. We don't know.
Yeah, these are just our opinions. We'd like to hear from you what your opinions are.
Yeah. Another tweet that I want to bring up is from a guest on the show, King B Dogs. He tweeted out wanting to put more, the easy way I would put it is far-fetched ideas in snapshots, stuff that they would not ever guarantee could be coming to the game. I don't know, again, maybe exploding fish rods, or one of those ideas they want to try. Things are blowing up today in my mind, so we're going to go with that. But they're afraid that obviously putting it in a snapshot, even though a snapshot is a testing arena, that players would automatically assume that this was guaranteed to show up in the next iteration of the game. And I understand that concern.
Don't want to get people's hopes up.
Right.
Just to let them down.
And I think you do have a large bit of player base who understands snapshots aren't guaranteed. Look at Sculk sensors, bundles, and candles. They're taken out of 117. They're going to be in 118. Look at all the biome stuff that we voted on. We're still slowly seeing some of that, maybe. So I honestly like the idea of Mojang going, hey, we're just going to throw stuff up against the wall and see what sticks. But I don't think you can do that in a snapshot. I think you would need to name it something like Experimental Update XX74 or something like that.
Yeah, separate it a little bit from the snapshots.
Separate it a little bit.
Let's show people something different, and then on the snapshots, this is what we're working on to bring you. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, snapshots would always be a guarantee, but the experimental data packs, or whatever you want to call them, we're just seeing what could fit in the game. I would enjoy that. I could see where they wouldn't want to do that because of a huge amount of the player base just not understanding. There's still a huge amount of the player base who don't understand snapshots aren't the game in its final iteration, who they see snapshots start to come out after Minecon and go, why is this missing? Why is that missing? Why is my game crashing? It's like, these aren't finished product. These are testing grounds. Like, that's why there's a pop-up that shows up. It goes, are you sure you want to do this to your world before you enter?
And I really like the fact that they halt things. Like, if something isn't ready, like they've kind of promised a snapshot in this summer. And if something's not ready, then they'll give it to us later. Just to...
You mean update?
Yeah.
You said snapshot. I was like, there's been several snapshots this summer.
Right. Yeah, the update, I meant. Yeah, I like the fact that if they feel like it's not ready, then they're not going to put it out there to ruin something else. Like, it could be a pretty big bug that we're overlooking.
Yeah.
That they happen to see.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about, that's our main topic this week, are things we like about them splitting the caves and cliffs into 2 updates and things we don't like. we get a lot of comments saying like, well, you guys don't like a lot of stuff about Minecraft. How can you say this is your favorite game? The reason we say these things is because we're extremely passionate about this game because it is our favorite game. And we're not here to criticize Mojang. These are critiques.
Yeah.
Mojang can take what we say and throw it in the trash and it won't affect me and Jimbo, or they can listen and, well, we already know they listen to everything they say.
Yeah. We'll love the game regardless.
Yeah. And
what we say.
And like we've said a lot this go around. Me and Jimbo have no clue what Mojang's thinking. We can be nail on the head, exact, or we could be way in left field.
Mm-hmm. I live in the left field.
I'm sure every time I mention bundles, they're just like, "Dude, shut up." No, I only hate bundles. I shouldn't even say hate. I only dislike bundles because I could see how good they could fit into the game, and was disappointed in the implementation. And
big opportunity.
I would love to be able to carry 16 soups in a bundle. That'd be really cool. That would change food in Minecraft forever.
Yeah, and we don't. They could be working on it. We don't know.
We don't know.
That could be one things they're, touching up on.
Maybe I could carry cake in a bundle and be able to eat the cake without placing it. That would be cool.
Yeah, just take a bite out of the full cake.
Mm-hmm. Probably none of this is probably true. It's probably some bad bug in the game.
Yeah, and we talked about just the generation they're putting in, with the Y level difference and how much that has to affect just the world loading in and unloading chunks. And it looks like they did. I mean, I'm just assuming it looks like they have run into some issues there, and that's why they're delaying that Deep Dark, if I had to guess.
I have no doubt the Caves and Cliffs update is probably the most technical update they've done in a long time. Especially trying to get that update to work with existing worlds. I'm sure that has to be hair pulling crazy to try to get to work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
On the other end of technical updates, there was a technical change. That was kind of like the big thing they were advertising, and they've upgraded to Java 16.
Yep.
So they were on Java 8. Now it's Java 16. Honestly, this means nothing to me because I have no clue what it means. But they acted like this was a huge thing, so I'm going to take it as if it's a huge thing, and that's really good for the game. And GG.
I'm in the same boat. I'm not too sure what that means. I was thinking, a lot of these technical changes already got brought to the game in 1.16, but that doesn't sound like that's what it meant.
Java 16 is the base platform that Minecraft runs on, kind of like C++ and stuff like that.
Okay.
Background stuff. I'm assuming it's going to be lighter, faster, all that other stuff. Basically, that's what happens every time an update happens. It's faster, doesn't have as much random code or whatever in it. Maybe. I don't know.
Faster's always better.
Yeah, someone technical let us know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for the news. We kind of drug the news out a little bit this week.
Yeah.
Just ranting and raving.
It's good to get our thoughts out there.
Yeah. It's been such a slow snapshot that I was starting to worry about our bet.
Right. I'm kind of happy with where I'm at.
You do look even the poll. Carl's went ahead and put some stats out. He put a Twitter poll on which one of us would win. You're leading the poll 65% to my 30% or 35%. And for everyone, remember, Jimbo is guessing that the snapshot or that the full release will come out somewhere around June 30th, where I guessed July 14th.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to reiterate, I guessed 1.16 within 11 days from over 9 months out. So, just saying, there's not a lot of belief in me.
And it did come out on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have caught that.
Should have caught it, but you
didn't. I was way
didn't.
off, though. There's that left field again. There I am.
The Discord poll is a little closer. I have 4 votes to your 5. Somebody keeps voting for the Walrus. Don't vote for the Walrus. Walrus is not involved, even though he's guessing June 16th.
Yeah, he's 2 weeks in front of me.
Yeah. Omni, what was that? When I guessed last time, you said I was months off. And now you're way ahead. Craziness from the walrus.
Watch it come out on the 16th. Oh, man.
You could not trust a walrus who does not wear pants. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Untrustable.
Untrustable. Anyways, also from our Discord, we have a listener comment. That one gamer boy, I think this might be your second week in a row with the listener comment in there. And they ask if you could have one new food source, crafting recipe, and structure, what would they be? So let's start with new food source. If you could add a new food source to the game, what would it be?
Not sure. Let me...
I just put you on the spot there. Do I need to go?
Yeah, you need to go, because I don't... Food source. I had one for crafting recipe, but...
See, I have a food source that works as a crafting recipe better, if that makes sense. So...
Okay.
The crafting recipe would be one or two honey, like the bottles, to chicken, cooked chicken breast. So you could have honey chicken. And it would basically be the same amount of, was it hunger haunches? I think it gets called. But it would add better saturation. So it'd be up there with the steaks and the golden carrots and stuff. But that would be the new food source, would be honey chicken. But also the recipe would be like 2 honey bottles and a cooked chicken.
Okay. I remember you before I even joined the show, you were talking about honey being added with other food sources to give you extra saturation.
It should be.
I love that idea. Yeah. I was always all for that.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't think of another food source. I know a lot of people are coming out with food sources, and some people want food updates.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's plenty of food in the game. I'm okay with having a couple foods that I stick to.
No, I'm booing Jimbo here. Boo. We want more food.
I'm okay. I'm not going to go look for a bunch of different food. Really,
What if you could take a loaf of bread, I don't know, some steak, some pork chop, some chicken, and turn it into a sandwich, and it give you a lot more hunger haunches, but maybe not as much saturation?
Yeah, I would love for it to like fill my bar up all the way. Like if it's low, like that would be something cool.
Maybe it'll give
instead
you
of 4 being the max.
Yeah, maybe it gives you 8 hunger haunches, but it only has the saturation of a baked potato.
See?
Now,
no.
It would come in handy when you're hurt, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure Omni's thinking right now, because he did an entire episode of breaking down how food works in the game. So he might be saying, no, you need more saturation for injuries and stuff. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It was a long video.
Well, I didn't think I'd have to be helping you out finding food sources. I didn't think you'd say, nah, food's okay in Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm honestly okay with the food in Minecraft.
Boo.
I know a lot of people are asking for changes for food and new food.
Boo, Jimbo.
I love the honey idea, but hey, man, if I had a shulker box of golden carrots, I don't see myself going anywhere else, or a shulker box full of cooked steak. I'm okay with that. But that could be another reason to update the food source, because I do have a whole shulker box full of one thing.
Yeah. It would be cool for different foods to come in handy in different aspects, but then that comes into now I have to carry more stuff in my inventory, depending on the situation, which stinks. I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't do potions, is because now I have to carry different potions based on what I'm getting ready to do.
Yeah, non-stackable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. Honestly, I'm leaving it in Mojang hands because they know the game better than we do. And I would love more foods. Honestly, I don't care if they had certain foods do certain stuff. I would like soups to kind of get an upgrade. They tried to do that with these suspicious stews and all that stuff.
That's like a hit or miss if you take it.
Right. And it's...
oh, yeah, get great hunger, but now I'm blind.
Yeah, I think Omni is actually eating rabbits this season. I kind of want to ask him how that's going.
Yeah, like he must have got bored with all the other food.
That's probably exactly. I mean, that's why I did the cow farm, was because I got bored with golden carrots, and I'm like, man, look at all this leather I have now. So I'm sure Omni got bored with stuff, and he's gone to rabbits. But Omni in the Discord answer, like, Do you wish you had something with better saturation? Do you wish you had something with more hunger haunches? Let us know.
Yeah.
And the final part, real quick, because we're running out of time. If you could add a structure to the game, what would it be?
I would like more structures underground. I know we're going to get this update coming, and we have mine shafts. I know we're going to get the deep dark, but open caves everywhere. I think they should fill them in with a little bit more. We don't know what they're going to add to the deep dark. We just saw little bits like a room with some chests. That might be enough. We really don't know, but yeah, the mine shafts are pretty much what you get underground, and that's about it. But it'd be nice to maybe in the, the green caves? What is it? Overgrown?
Oh, the lush caves?
The lush caves. Yeah, it'd be nice to see like a little, I don't know, a hobbit house or something along those lines inside there. Anywhere that's barren, like the end needs some structures for sure. I think there's an end city every 1,000 blocks, so you don't get too much there.
Yeah, I would love to have my oasis that I came up with either last episode or the episode before. I've lost track, but I think my oasis idea was really good, and that was something that would really liven up a desert.
Yeah, deserts are pretty bare. Now the crafting recipe thing, I was going to mention how rockets are not in the recipe book, and that upsets me a little bit.
I thought they got added to the recipe book, or they're going to get added to the recipe book.
I hope so. I must have missed that, because I owning a rocket shop get annoyed by making rockets. And it'd be nice to have it in the recipe book just to quicken it, make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's going to answer that question. Thank you so much for that question, that one gamer boy. That comment's from our Discord. Now, Discord's the only place you can talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take me, Jason's word for it.
Hey friends, it's me, Jason, and I'm a member of the Withering Effect Discord. It's a great place to talk to your fellow listeners and give your input into the show. You might even get your question or comment read out on a future episode. Join the Discord today. Link is in the show notes, and I'll see you there. Duds 100% this message.
Thank you for the Discord add me, Jason. And speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in the Mending Minecraft vote. This week, we asked you to choose one of 3 structures for us to discuss and improve. Your choices were the Mineshaft, Buried Treasure, and Jungle Pyramid. I didn't know Buried Treasure was considered a structure.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. And I was like, oh.
But then we also didn't understand that Jungle Pyramid and Jungle Temple were 2 different things. But they were the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, I have that in my notes. But
okay,
the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is Jungle Pyramid. Kind of gave it away.
I was going to say, you're like,
yeah.
I have it in my notes. Okay, so we know notes, yeah. We know Jimbo's notes conclude Jungle Pyramid.
Well, wonder who won then, Jimbo. Yeah, the Jungle Pyramid had 42 votes, Buried Treasure with 10, and the Mineshaft with 13.
Yeah, I saw this coming from a mile away, because like the Jungle Temple or Pyramid, depending on what you want to call it, it's been around forever, and it's been unchanged for forever. At least Mineshaft's got a bit of a bump with more gold in mesas, and they're getting a huge bump in caves and cliffs.
No bump for the Jungle Pyramid as of right now. But it says Jungle Pyramids is a Java edition description of the jungle, or Jungle Pyramids, and Jungle Temples are the bedrock description of these structures. I did not know that. I always called them Jungle Temples.
Same.
They don't look so much like a pyramid, do they?
Not in my eyes, but I guess pyramids could be different shapes than the pyramidal
pyramid.
Yeah, the pyramidal shape we're used to. I don't know.
I don't know. Pyramid's pretty set in stone shape. Usually, I guess it might be a little gradual incline on the jungle temple. I don't know. I see it as a temple.
Any archaeologists listening to the show, let us know. Does the jungle temple / pyramid count as a pyramid?
Yeah. Anyways, there is a 1 in 4 chance a jungle temple can spawn inside a jungle. Jungle pyramids consist of cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and vines. There are 3 floors to the pyramid. On the bottom floor, there's a puzzle consisting of 3 levers and 3 chiseled stone bricks connected to a hidden piston trapdoor mechanism. If the combination is entered correctly, a block on the main floor is pulled away, revealing a chest. That's your secret.
Mm-hmm. Or
loot.
You can do what everyone else does and just mine through the wall.
Or you can just break the block and go right through the wall. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, some of the notable loot are diamond horse armor, enchanted books, and diamonds. You can also get like saddles and emeralds.
Mm-hmm. Normal loot.
There's that. Yeah, normal loot.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. That's about it for the jungle pyramid.
Before I go into what I would do to quote unquote mend the jungle pyramid, I want to go with I love the shape of the jungle pyramid.
Yeah.
I'm one of those weird guys who, yes, it is not a pyramid shape. That's why I was okay calling it a jungle temple. But I actually really like the shape of it. I know people, every time we do a structure, something's like, well, the building needs to be bigger. It needs to have a better layout or something. Mojang likes these things to be blank slates and for you to kind of create your own story based off what they've given you. So I try not to add detail because detail is an obvious thing. Build a better house. No.
Kind of like the villages when they upgraded those. They added a little bit more.
It was very minuscule, the updated amount of detail they gave. They gave just enough to get the point across, and then they left it up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the jungle temple. I'm gonna keep calling it a temple, not pyramid, even though pyramid stuck on Java. But so I want to keep the shape the same. One of the cool things that I remembered was that was for the longest time the only way you could get mossy cobble. Was you had to find one of these temples and you had to tear it to the ground. And that's how you got a good bit of your mossy cobble. Obviously that changed when they made the recipe with vines and stuff like that. But taking advantage of 1.17 coming out, I'm sorry, I just punched the microphone cord. So they're looking for ways to add in a lot of the blocks from Caves and Cliffs that aren't necessarily the way they intended for Caves and Cliffs. And that had me thinking about the moss block and adding the moss block to jungle temples as a way to kind of throw back to cobblestone. Now, I think this works because, one, you wouldn't need to add a ton of moss blocks to the jungle temple because moss blocks are so easy to farm. I mean, you literally just place it in the ground, and as long as it's not sand or gravel, or basically the gravity blocks around it, it spreads like crazy with bone meal.
Mm-hmm.
So you can convert. Right. You can easily farm a ton of it with very little. So having a couple moss blocks built into the jungle temple would be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it still has that overgrown look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole jungle.
Yeah. Another idea would be this would kind of have to wait for 1.18. And I don't know if it would be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you want to use it. But switching out the traps in the jungle temple for ones that use the Sculk sensor, because the Sculk sensor is so tied to the deep dark, I don't know if that would be a good idea or not. It's obviously going to get done by a player at some point, but for it to be permanently in the game, I was kind of 50-50 on.
Yeah, I could see that.
One thing that I know I was 100% on, though, was we're not getting archaeology in 1.17 or 1.18. That's coming for a future date. But they really push these vase pieces or vase pieces, whatever you want to call them. And it would be really cool to find these shards laying around the jungle temple.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be in a chest or some of the loot, it kind of makes sense for that to be there. So I always thought those pieces should be incorporated either as loot or as just decoration somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And final, one of the things I keep pushing for that I'm 0.00001% sure will ever make into the game is super rare armor. Like, I'm talking, you get protection 8. You get a sword with sharpness 9. Something crazy like that. With an enchantment you cannot get in game. So that way when you lose this piece of armor or weapon or whatever for whatever reason, it is gone. You can't replace it.
Mm-hmm.
I want those things in the game. I don't think they'll ever be in the game, but it would be kind of cool if they were, right?
Yeah, I was all for that when you brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this place has regular loot. You know, it's just loot you can find in any other chest.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spice it up a little bit. Something special.
Yeah, I think jungle temples are a forgotten relic. I can't remember the last time I remember watching someone specifically seek out a jungle temple, let alone myself seek out a jungle temple. And I honestly love the shape of jungle temples. Like, that was a base idea for me, was to take the jungle temple and redesign it. And it still might be something I do, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it needs an upgrade. I don't mind the way it looks. I love the overgrown look. I've always been big into the overgrown look. I use it a lot of my builds. Maybe adding some more leaves around it and stuff. Even though it's kind of hidden, you know, and leaves would hide it even more, be even harder to find. I do like the overgrown look. I do think it needs a little bit of an upgrade with the looks on the outside, though the shape isn't bad. I do have a comment from the Discord from J-Man about adding a totem of undying to trigger traps, like adding it to the temple to trigger some traps. A lot of people have mentioned, you know, we need more traps and stuff like that. What if I combined the totem? You get yourself a totem, you take it into one of these temples, you stick it in a place where it needs to be. Maybe there's a cutout on a wall, kind of like an Indiana Jones type of deal. And this leads you to a room where you fight a boss. I feel like this temple needs a boss. Like, what is it protecting besides this crappy loot? You know? And maybe there's better loot deeper inside the temple that you need to trigger to get to this boss. The boss I brought up a long time ago in a different episode was the giant snake. And I think that would be really cool to have something like that, even if it wasn't a snake.
Yeah. I always go back to when trying to do new traps and stuff. One, you kind of want to, you don't want to tear the nostalgia away too much. And two, how would you get around your trap? Me and you, we would just dig in from the outside and break the trap.
Yeah, or you could dig into the room with the boss.
Exactly. So
that could be an issue.
Right. And Minecraft's very much it's a sandbox in the fact that they don't want to give too much. They want you to kind of create your own story and stuff like that. So having a boss hidden in a temple, while being very cool, and I think we're getting something like that in the Deep Dark with the Warden, I don't see it working everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
Yeah, it does scratch the surface of like modded.
Yeah.
Something like that, especially if you need a totem to open up a door that triggers the boss. It does kind of go down the modded lane. And that's something, like, when we go over mending Minecraft, we try to stay away from. We want to try to keep it clean and something to implement that fits.
Yeah.
And that is scratching the surface.
Yeah, everything we try to do in mini Minecraft needs to feel vanilla. Doesn't need to feel modded. Sometimes we push that a little bit too far, but I think for the most part, we stay pretty close.
Yeah.
Carl, I see you editing our notes in the middle of the show.
Can we kick him out?
Yeah, he left.
Okay.
This is where Carl overlaps a sassy comment on top of our recording. Anyways, we have a little bit of a time for our main topic, but we don't have a lot of time to go in depth, which actually kind of works out for this topic because it's what we like and what we don't like about the update splitting. Remember, this isn't criticism. We fully understand why Mojang is splitting these updates, and we both agree that that is the right decision.
Yeah, but we kind of went in depth before about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to touch up on some key points that we're looking forward to and not looking forward to.
Yeah. Like, we both like that this gives him more time to work out the bugs and the kinks and get it a more smooth release. I remember every time, for the longest time, a new update would come out, we'd wait close to a month before updating because it was just so bug-filled it was unplayable. And it very much seems since 1.14, 1.15 that's not the thing anymore. That updates are fully fleshed out and they feel good and they feel smooth. Very little bugs to work around. So if you need to delay an update to keep that progress going, I am 100% for it.
Yeah, same here. Take your time if it needs it.
Instead of listing these out like we haven't written down, I'm going to just do it as a conversation piece. So jump in whenever you want. One of the things I really like is how the smaller updates can come out quicker. I'm not one of those guys that needs a huge brand new nether every update. I'm good with little things. Adding an oasis to the desert. Granted, I don't know how little that would be. That might be a lot of work for somebody.
Yeah. And they've already mentioned they're not going to make us wait. Just because they're having trouble with some features, they're still going to give us this update this summer. Though they're not giving us everything, they're not going to make us wait as long. And I'm really happy about that. Really enjoy that they're actually considering the stress of the developers, that they're actually caring about their own. And if it's way too stressful on them, then this thing can wait. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the fact that we're getting the completed features, obviously that's mainly just blocks in 1.17 is awesome. Don't hold out blocks and stuff. Though I will say that the update does feel like it's kind of small. I know King B-Dogs tweeted out a picture of like all the stuff we're getting in the new update, and it's not that small. Granted, it is mostly just new blocks, but I will never complain about new blocks because I love the deep slate. That block right there is enough to make me kick andesite to the curb.
Yeah.
I'll use that a lot. Though I was kind of excited to play for the Sculk sensors.
Yeah. And I was really, really looking forward to the Deep Dark and that Warden. And we're not going to get it right now. Again, this isn't something they're just taking away. It's just halted a little bit, with the split. I'd love to play with the Deep Dark, but it's going to be a little bit longer. Some things I'm not too happy about, but it's okay.
And my big question is, how are we going to get a lot of these blocks? I made mention of that in the Mending Minecraft and a way to get the new moss block. I know Deep Slate's going to be spawning naturally in the world.
Yeah, low.
Yeah. How much and where? We know really low. Are we just going to get kind of blobs like andesite and granite and diorite? Are we going to get maybe between Y levels 7 and 0, it's all deep slate?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like we can't see the full generation yet, of these caves that they're adding, the big caves. And maybe they can throw some of these big open caves, but without the Y -64, I believe it is. Is it -64? Yeah, we're not going to be able to see this until later this year and holiday season around then. What the feel's going to be, what the Deep Dark is going to be, how is it going to generate, what is everything going to even look like? So we're going to have to wait for that. They gave us a little bit of it. We got our stringy caves or spaghetti caves and our...
Yeah, but this is again stuff we're not getting in 1.17.
Yeah.
We're getting these geos kind of make sense. They're going to be plopped around underground and random spots. But Deep Slate, like you said, was supposed to be that negative Y level block. So how is it going to get implemented in the game without the negatives?
Yeah.
118. We know how that's going to happen. That's going to be easy. Maybe we can start to get some hints. Maybe they don't know yet. And that's why we're needing this break, which again points me to the bet and everyone saying, well, in less than a month, the full update's going to be coming out for 117. We don't even know how Deep Slate's going to generate fully in the world yet. At least I don't know. I know we've gotten some teasers where they've showed it spawning in certain spots, but in these snapshots, I don't think we've got a definitive, hey, Deep Slate's here to here, there you go. Or was it a lot of the stuff is in the creative menu still, but not in the world? I think we're getting dripstone in 117. I haven't seen that in a naturally spawned spot yet. Or are we getting it from traders? How's that going?
We don't know how those caves generate. Do they generate like regular caves, or are they going to be their own specific looking generation?
Is it just a regular cave that sometimes generates dripstone? Don't know.
Yeah, same with the deep dark. We haven't really got a look at it. Just a little teaser of how it generates.
But I go back to, that's 118, so I'm not really worried about it. 117's with, was it Omni's guess of a month from now, your guess from a month and 2 weeks from now. There's still so many unknowns in the air unless we start getting large snapshots relatively quick. I'm going with my July 14th bet is looking pretty good.
I'm pretty sure it's the 30th of June when it's coming out. I'm almost positive.
100%?
Nope, never. Can never be 100%.
99%?
Yes, 0.9.
I don't know. I kind of feel bad because this podcast was just us throwing a bunch of questions up in the air. The excitement level for 117 is definitely there. It's just, I'm kind of hoping for some more answers. Maybe we'll get more answers in the next snapshot. And we'll be able to put at least a lot of my questions to bed or whatnot.
And we don't know if they're still adding things. Like this split could be like, okay, we have so much more we want to add, but we're going to have to save it because we want to give you 117. But 118 might have your cliffs that you mentioned, more mountain generation, more different cave generations, because until they told us about the split, it was every snapshot they're messing with the cave generation. Mm-hmm. So that could be completely different looking by the time that comes out. But yeah, I mean, we could get more.
Yeah, we have no clue how many cave biomes they decided and settled on.
Right.
We only saw lush caves and we saw some dripstone caves as definitive areas, but that's kind of it. There was a lot of cave generation tweaking going on in the background.
A lot of ore generation tweaking.
A lot of ore generation.
Ores everywhere. I do like how they put ores in different kind of blocks, not just the stone. That's the only place you could find them before. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, you'd get them in the nether, the gold, but now they're bringing it, putting the ores inside the deep slate, stuff like that. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, the creative building with all these different textures is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Adding extra blocks. Can't hate that.
Mm-mm. But I think that's going to do it for the show. Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our milk level patrons. They include Aubni, ChiefBigBear, Crock, DeadWalker, FragileRock, ohbeep, StoneFigure, and YDYT. If you too would like to get exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com, tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links will be in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro is created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.